There are definitely very strong issues that you've raised there, because I was also going to ask you, are we, thankfully, we've not had any accidents throughout this year, and I pray that, we will not hear of any. But then, how do you think we're faring in that regard? You're saying that it looks like the emphasis on safety is stifling the economy of it all. But the airlines should have put all of this into consideration. Were they hoping to compromise safety so they can make profit?
I don't think so. You cannot compromise safety in the industry. It's become the flag, and that's non-negotiable. If you look at it, our idea was to get, after those crashes, which we decided to work on the safety and the safe operations in the aviation sector. And one of the priorities, one of the things I was given to the airline was to get the IOSA certification. Today, we have more than 6 airlines in Nigeria that have the world-acclaimed IOSA certification, showing that your system, your process, and safety aspect has met with the world standard. But sadly, none of them with this certification is profitable. None of them is profitable. So why do we have certification on safety, and yet you don't have any airline that can attract investors, that has any partnership? If you fly any of our flag carriers today, that's Medview and Arik. If they take you to London, they can't take you beyond any point in London. If they take you to New York, they can't take any point beyond New York. You probably have to go on Greyhound if you're going to another city, or look for another airline to talk to. So what should we ask ourselves? Why are they not in any commercial partnership? Why is there any airline that is not interested in partnering with their carriers? Askai in Togo here has agreement with about 25 airlines, not domestic, 25 airlines in the world. Askai, small Askai in Togo. Rwanda has 30. Then as big as we are, all the airlines, not one airline in the world is involved in any partnership. There's something wrong. And if we continue to work on safety and leave the economic aspect, it's going to creep into safety gradually, because when you have workers that are not well paid, you're probably delaying the doom. So we need to look at that economic aspect of the airline industry and see how we can take it and make our airline strong. Hello?
What do you think is responsible for that? The fact that it looks like nobody wants to partner with us. Is it because if you look at everything, we have the market, we have the demographics, we can travel, in fact we travel a lot. Why do you think that no airline is interested in partnering with us?
I think the first thing you have to look at is the liquidity, the ability to come open with your records and financial statements. That is not available for any of the Nigerian carriers. If you look at the governance structure, what we have in place. Almost all of them claim to have a board of directors, but I tell you, it's a non-functional board of directors. It's always run by one man. And I don't think any airline in the world will want to discuss or be interested in having a relationship with an organization that does not meet. Because once I put a passenger on your airline, the liabilities that comes on IP. So these are the things they look at, and why they cannot discuss with you. It's sad that with our population, with our market, we don't have any of our airlines partaking in any of this commercial field.
If we talk about the airports management, it's another case. Looking at the rise of airfare, it's another thing. Air operators is another one. So it's a potpourri of issues. If we can quickly highlight some of these, solutions to these problems, where would you start from?
We need to put everything together, because you can't do without one. If you have a good airport in place, management and structure, without airlines to ferry passengers to those airports, there are shackles. So we need to have the airlines. We need to structure and have viable airlines in Nigeria. Right now we don't have it, or we have an airline struggling, and the new national carrier is not even the solution to what is on the ground. We need to see why the low-cost carriers are going around Africa now, and none is coming to Nigeria. I just remember recently, Etihad just signed a deal with Precision Air in Tanzania. Rwanda just came back from that Holocaust, and yet they have an airline that 30 carriers around the world are discussing with. Here you have people they will prefer. In the past, they all want to come to Lagos, discuss with Nigeria, when Nigeria was there, to see how they can partner. But right now, nobody's discussing. All the doing is run to the different entry points themselves directly. It's just this recession now that leads some of them to pull out of from those points and stay with the major gateways, pending when we will return. But looking at the airport management, we need to address the airport management. We have issues with the airports, and FAN, as presently structured, cannot and can never give us the airport system of the 21st century. The airport system that would work with a viable air transport industry. We need to accept that the time has come to concession some parts of FAN for good investors. But again, you have to watch out what I've had. Other sectors have had the concessions in a good way. What has happened is that our own concession division has always been mucky and dirty, ending up in continuous litigation. We need to look at it from the beginning that we need to go into the same hole by ensuring that it becomes transparent, open, and issues on ground are taken in place. If we don't do that, we might have the 18-pound gorilla that is known to reside in FAN.
What about personnel? Where airline staff are owed salaries and all of that? How would that work if you have airports and you have airlines and the staff are not there to work?
If you have airline staff that are owed, you are toying with safety, because now that human error, that human risk in safety is being encroached upon, and I think the NCA needs to handle it. I was surprised that the NCA had to wait for the unions to block ARIC entry and exit 2 days ago before acting. When you have staff who handle critical operations, you cannot hold them 6-7 months.
Olumide, Ohunayo, that's a place for us to wrap up a look at the aviation sector this morning. Many thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, it's a wrap on the show Sunrise Daily here on Channel Television. Many thanks for being there. I'm Sulaiman Alede.
I'm Neo Taigwe. Thank you for being a part of the show.
Thank you. I'm Maokwe Ogun.